Hey, 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 welcome to season two of Mind, Hope, and Wellness with LaJune. Oh my gosh, this guest is an amazing guest. She is a client of mine. I've worked with her for over 2 years. She is a early education over 30 years. She's currently serving as an assistant director at Eastern Seals Child Development Center in DC. Help me welcome Chyrlette Crump. Welcome, Chyrlette.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for coming. As I said, we worked together for over 2 years. Mind, fitness, and overall wellness for yourself. So,
Yes.
can you give a background on yourself?
Wow. So, as you just mentioned, I've had over 30 years in the early childhood community. I'm currently in the role of an assistant director. In addition to that, I'm also a graduate student at Rowan University, working towards a certificate in coaching, mentoring, and technical assistance. And this will help me with my 3 to 5 year business plan, moving on, getting into my own business. I'm a mother of one, a grandmother of one, a sister, and just a huge family.
So, I love how. So, let me give you guys the backstory on Chyrlette. Um, I asked Chyrlette in 2021 what was her 5 year plan. And she wasn't really sure at the time. And she said, well, I want to do some speaking stuff. I want to do some coaching. I want to do some training for people who are interested in getting into early childhood education or programs. 2022, Miss Charlotte started doing trainings in other schools. And I said to her, your 5 year plan was less than a year.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. And now you've made this decision as a woman that early this year you went back to school.
Yes, in January.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, hey, sometimes that 5 year plan can become a right now plan. So, what
Absolutely.
was the decision for you that as of last year, you started to get opportunities? What was that like for you to do speaking engagements and trainings?
It was at first, you know how you always do this. Well, for me, I do this little self-talk. Like, yeah, why are they asking me to do this? Why would they want me to do it? And then, I finally said, wait a minute, you've asked for this. You've put it into the atmosphere, you've been working towards it, you know what you're talking about. So just jump in and go for it. Luckily for me, I was afforded an opportunity to work alongside one of my unofficial mentors and help another school in terms of leadership technical assistance, which I had the opportunity to coach a new director. And it was an amazing experience. It really helped me to see that, Cheryl, you got this. You can do this. And just that one experience, which was lasted about 3 months, but it was really good. It afforded me the opportunity to not only coach this person but also network with other people surrounding that particular young lady. So it was a really great experience.
So, what was the decision for you to decide? I think I need more education and more training to go back to school.
Well, for me, I knew that if I wanted to continue to stay in, coaching and mentoring, I need to really be solid on my skill set. So I wanted to do that. I wanted to gain more knowledge, especially with asking those questions at the right time, and giving me some other, feedback with like-minded people in the program. So I just knew I had to go for it. Went online, did some research. I located one school, but for some reason it seems as though they didn't respond quickly. So one Sunday I'm sitting at home, I continue my research, Ran across one school, Rowan University, filled out the application on Sunday. They responded on Monday. It was really too late for me to enroll in the program, but they allowed me to enroll in the program. It's like all of the doors just started opening. Within 2 weeks, I'm in school. And so I just took it from there. I've recently completed my second class, which went really well. A lot of reading, a lot of work, but anything that's worth having is worth working really hard for. So,
And definitely, sometimes God opened doors for the where you're supposed to be, opposed
absolutely.
to, okay, well, I think I really want to try this school, but it was meant for you to be where you currently are.
Exactly. I feel the same way. I mean, literally, the doors have opened and people are so helpful and welcoming that if you're having a challenge, they don't mind assisting you or, sharing some tips with you, which was really good for me. So I'm still excited.
I'm excited for you. I mean, you guys, I've seen her growth from when we started to where she is now. And I am so proud of her and so happy for her. Where, when somebody starts to really build that confidence and see, you know what, I deserve this, it's big.
That's right. That's right. It took me a minute to get there, but I got there. And I'm just happy that I can share the same information with other women. And they always say, wow, how do you know this stuff? And I, let them know, yeah, I got, a village of people that I surround myself with that help build me up. Even when I think that I can't accomplish something, I have those folks around me that will push me to keep going and moving forward.
So we'll be right back after this break and continue on talking with Chyrlette about her health and wellness journey that she decided to take in 2021. Be right back. Welcome back to Mind, Health, and Wellness with Lejeune with my guest today, Chyrlette Crump. So Chyrlette, can you talk about your fitness, health, and wellness journey and why you decided to start that path?
Okay, sure. Well, to be honest with you, I was laying at home one night in the bed and I was like, yeah, I got to get moving. I wanted to lose some pounds, start feeling a little bit better about myself. Reached out online, was looking for some folks and put my information in. I think I requested maybe two people and you were one of them and you responded right away. And I was like, yeah. We talked money and all that fun stuff. And I told you I would get back to you. This is a funny story. So I didn't get back to you. You reached out to me and I was trying to, like, yeah, I really don't want to do this. And you offered me a free class. And I was like, all right, I'm just going to go ahead and do it. Well, lo and behold, the first day that we worked together, I was happy. Some things I didn't know that I could do anymore, such as running or sit-ups and all that kind of stuff. And after that first visit with you, I said, you know what? I want to get serious about this. I need to do this for me. I had a lot of challenges going on, work overload, family overload, not really putting myself first. So this was an opportunity for me to put myself first. And that's how I got started. I remember, just trying to run away from you when the whole time you were there, like, okay, come on, let's go, let's go. That free class, I was like, okay, I'm just going to do this and get it over with. But I believe I signed up with you that very first day, right after our session. And since then, not only have you helped me with exercising regularly, but also with meditating and giving me tips to putting myself first. Even help me, solve some of my challenges, not by giving me the answer, but asking me those open-ended questions that will get me to jumpstart to thinking, okay, so why do you do this? How did that make you feel? Why do you think you felt that way? All of those questions were very, very instrumental in helping me regain my confidence, start putting me first, and knowing how to say no to those folks who's always wasting your time. So that was a big thing for me.
I would definitely say the no is big for everybody because we are such people pleasers in our
Yes.
community,
Mhm.
and we don't know how to say no because it's we want people to show up for us like we show up for them. And
Mhm.
as you know, you've learned in the course of us working together, everybody doesn't show up the same way you show up for them.
That's right. That's right. And you have to realize no one's going to treat you the same way that you treat them. It's not going to happen. And it took me years and years to figure that out. And when I say no today, my folks are like, okay, she said no, that's it. It's no haggling back and forth. She said no, okay, we're going to have to do something else. And no means no.
Oh, most definitely, because I think it's a challenge. Sometimes we feel guilty when we
Mhm.
say no, and then we do that back and forth with ourselves. It's like, well, I can kind of carve in a little bit of time. Maybe I
Mhm.
can do it, or maybe
Right.
um, I don't. I kind of feel a little bad. I don't want them to be upset with me.
Hmm. And you just said everything I would say to myself. Absolutely. I don't want them to be mad. Well, Dag, I got 15 minutes. I can just, do it really quick. Yeah, no. You have to make time for yourself. You have to have that time to just kind of decompress and let all of those outside what's the word I'm looking for? Outside obstacles, get in your way. You got to let it go and find time for yourself. And that's one of the things I can truly say that have come out of our relationship from the beginning up until this point. I feel like I'm more confident in who I am as a woman, and I can make those sound decisions. Now, do I always get it right all the time? No, I don't. But when I get it wrong, please believe my self talk is like, okay, girl, you know better. You know better. And so, I kind of put myself in check to get back on the right path.
I think that's important because the thing of it is we're not always going to get it right. It's life. You have to learn from your mistakes and be okay with those mistakes and not penalizing yourself like, oh my God, I'm so stupid. Why did I do that? Da da da.
Mhm.
It
Mhm.
happens. Learn from it, grow from it, and move on.
Exactly. Exactly. And that's what I've done. And I strive to do that every single day. Definitely. Not just with my personal life, but for my work life as well. So you got to have that balance there. So it's across the board.
And I think the work is the most challenging for us because we as Black women, we want to show up. We want to do a good job because we have that stigma on us that Black people are lazy.
Yes. Yes, we.
So yeah, so we try to do our best and we overcompensate, but sometimes the paycheck doesn't show for it. Sometimes the
Mhm.
supervisor doesn't give us the accolades of, you know what, you're doing a great job. And sometimes, depending on the job, you're doing everybody else's work on top of your work.
Yeah, exactly. And they expect you to do it without, any gripe or anything like that. So you have to be able to say, okay, this is what I'm doing here. I'm not going to be able to do that. You got to tell them up front. And that was me, always doing, going, working 12-hour shifts, catering to everyone, making sure they had what they need. No worries, Chyrlette will get it. Chyrlette knows. Da da. Yeah, no. So now, I've learned to take time off, putting in leave. Why do I have all this leave I don't use? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. So I've learned to use my leave and use it wisely, and take that time for me, even if I'm not going anywhere. I'm not at work. I'm not dealing with that. So,
So, how do you now find self care and self wellness for yourself?
hmm. One of the ways I find self care for myself, I look for um, activities that I like to do. Once upon a time, I will always wait for other people to do it with me. I just go and do it by myself now. And 9 times out of 10, I'll start talking to someone because I'm a talker. I'll start talking to someone and connect with some other people and be able to kind of network there. So I look for those events. Just last week, maybe 2 weeks ago, actually, I bought a ticket to a hop on, hop off bus tour in DC.
Oh,
I
wow.
wanted to be a tourist in DC. I bought a ticket and got on the bus and just rode around in DC for 2 hours, just
Hmm.
looking around and wound up meeting a great family from California, but just doing things that I want to do on my time and not waiting for anyone else. I also of a faithful vision board. That's my thing now. So everything I want to do, I added to my vision board. And I have to be honest, I have 4 events that was on my vision board that have come true. I've done it. So that's one of the ways. And then I just make that quiet time for myself as well. Even if I have to ride over to a park and just sit and look at the water. I do that now. And I don't need any company. I just take me with me.
You are your own best company. And that's
That's
something
right.
that, yeah, that's something that we as just not women, men and women have to
Mhm.
learn. You are your own best company. If you don't enjoy spending time with yourself, that's an issue. And how do you expect
Exactly.
somebody else to do it? So
Exactly.
you got to love spending time with you, or others to love spending time with you as well. So
Oh
definitely
yeah.
something to think
Oh
about.
yeah.
And you also did a marathon. That was last year or this year?
Yeah, I like 5Ks. So every time I see a 5K now, I sign up and go. Most times I have a good friend of mine, she likes to do them as well. So we actually look for different 5Ks to join. We'll be doing a 5K in this month with
Oh, nice.
Black Girls Run. They're doing a walk run 5K in Fredericksburg. So we're going to get together and do that. We have another one planned in June for the Black missing and exploited children. They're doing a
Oh, wow.
5K over at the National Harbor. So I like 5Ks. So that's what, I get into. Get exercise, connect with other people, and have a great time.
I haven't gotten into the any K's yet
Oh,
of
you got to come
walking
in
and
with me.
running. And typically the ones that I see, I'm like, it's in DC. I'm not big on going to DC because the parking is crappy.
Yes.
But yeah, so if they have something in the Maryland area, I would probably, or Alexandria, I would definitely do it.
Okay. Yeah. Even sometimes I'll just get up on a Sunday morning and go drive over to Alexandria and just walk through Old Town. So yeah, nice scenery, very relaxing. You'll love it.
Yeah, I told you I'm still trying to figure out how to get on the Woodrow Wilson Bridge to walk. I'm still trying to figure out how you do that. So yeah, we
Yes.
definitely have to
Yeah.
plan that. Um,
Yes.
what advice would you give other women who are wanting to become healthier, wanting to get that dream career that they want, but they feel, I'm too old? Or as well as making time for themselves, what would you say to those women?
The great people in Nike always say, just do it. You have to just do it. You have to make up in your mind and in your heart, this is what I want to do. If you want to get out there and start walking, you're just going to have to do it, regardless of what limitations you may face and any adversity, you're just going to have to do it. And so thanks to you, I met you and you kind of pushed me a little bit. And then,
And look at you now.
right, right. And then also connecting with people, like-minded people. That really helps. If you connect with people who want to get healthier or want to just make a lifestyle change, you just have to get with those like-minded people. I think you shared this with me before. Just working alongside people and networking, talking with people. You never know what you may have in common with someone else. So the bottom line is just do it.
And I agree with you on that because you never know. Because I know you mentioned you had your mentor, and just that conversation of working with her that opened doors for you and
Absolutely.
learning things. And would you have done that before?
No, I wouldn't have. I would have never done it. I remember having a brief conversation with her, and she asked me, she said, "You just finished your graduate degree. What are you doing? You're not doing anything." And I admitted to her, I said, "I got to be honest, I'm stuck. I don't know what else to do." And she's, just shared some possibilities. You don't have to always be in a childcare center. You have a lot of skills that you can share with other people. And she started talking. I was like, kind of brushed her off. And maybe 30 days later, she came back. She said, "Oh, I want to talk to you. I have an opportunity that you might, want to take on." And, she explained it, of course. The self talk kicked in immediately. "Yeah, you can't do that. What you going to do that for?" And I just said, "You know what? I'm going to take you up on your offer." I just stepped out there and accepted the offer. And that's what really got the ball rolling, not just with working with her, but I've met some other great women in the same field doing the same thing who have taken me under their wing. And just a lot of possibilities are opening up for me. And I'm super excited about them.
And that's big because the thing of it is that self-sabotaging conversation comes
Yeah,
up.
yes. Always
Yeah.
jumps in, and if you don't recognize it, you'll just kind of go with it. You really have to be on guard almost to, say, "Hey, whoa, whoa, wait a minute. We're going over here. We're not doing that." So, as I like to say, my committee, we got to work together so we can make it to where we need to go.
I love that by committee. Like, okay, we got to get together. We got to say the ayes and the nay, and I'm going with the ayes.
Absolutely. Yes.
So when those self-sabotaging thoughts come up for you, do you take time to before you come up with a response to really think about it, or do you immediately like, nope, I'm doing it?
There are some times where I'm right on it. I'm like, "Nope, nope, I'm doing it. I'm going to move forward." But then there's those times where it kind of catches me off guard, and I kind of, it kind of lingers in my mind for a moment. And then I have to kind of like, "Okay, wait a minute. Whoa, you know better." And kind of, shake it off. So that's why I said sometimes you have to be, not sometimes, you should be on guard, because before you know it, you will talk yourself out of something. As you know, that you're familiar that with me, you'll just talk yourself right out of it, and then you miss out on those opportunities.
So at work, are you providing other women at your job like advice, mentorship in regards to moving on? Because as we know, we get complacent
Mhm.
and we happy with, it's not we really happy, but we have that consistent check coming in bi-weekly.
Mhm. Mhm.
And it's the whole thing of, well, why do I want to mess something up that I got a check coming in? It may not be a large check because most of us are working 2 and 3 jobs because the money is not the money that we really desire, but we know that check is steady. So what advice or mentorship that you give other women and coworkers?
Well, in my field, it's majority women, and most times a lot of Black women, various ages. and they call me the counselor at work. I'm not a professional counselor. That's my disclaimer. And but I just share my life experiences because uh, I always say we're more alike than different. We may not have the exact same challenge, but I'm familiar with it because most Black women have the same challenges. Having children and the fathers are not around, having to do everything, wearing that superwoman cape all the time, taking care not only your children, your sister's children, your mother, and everybody else.
Grandmother.
Yeah, yeah, the whole family. So I'm familiar with those scenarios, and I share that with a lot of the young ladies. But I also share my true story. No cut cars. I didn't get in this chair I just walked up. I've gone through a lot of challenges and obstacles to get here, and I'm familiar with what you're going through. So the big thing for a lot of the ladies that I work with is education. Most of them just have a high school diploma. A few of them are working towards associate and bachelor's degrees. And that was me, single mom in the childcare field, not a lot of education, but I'm doing all of the work. That's them doing the same thing. I'm doing all the work and not getting paid. So, in order for me to start making some money, is to go back to school and get my education. And so I strongly encourage every woman, everyone for that matter, that work with me, you have to have your paper behind your name so that you can start making some money and taking off some, I call them layers, coats. Take off some of those coats. You just carrying on a lot. And yeah, it's no need. Let's start working towards getting you some education so that you will be able to move forward um, and be, financially able to take care of your family without, having to work 2 and 3 jobs. So I definitely do a lot of encouraging. My office door is like the revolving door because everybody has a problem, but I don't solve their problem. I share my story and, they tell me what their challenge is. The first question for me to them is, so how are you going to handle that?
Mm.
You got to put, think about that. How are you going to handle that? And they just kind of look at me, some blank face. But, you got to, how you going to work that out? Well, I was hoping you could tell me. No, I can't tell you the answer because you only know what's best for you. So let's figure that out. But yes, I do a lot of encouraging, sharing my personal story. And I think that's why I have a positive relationship with most of the teachers there, because I just kind of give it to them real and encourage them to keep going on. Okay, you made a mistake here. Let's get up. We got to keep going on. You got 2 babies, waiting on you. We got to keep moving. So that's what I do at work most days. Just, talking with them and, just sharing my story and, just checking in on them to, does this even make sense to you? Why are we still
Mm.
repeating the same mistake over and over? What do we need to change? How should we look at this? So a lot of encouraging.
So, what legacy do you want to leave your daughter and grandson?
Mm, very good question. I want to leave a legacy of love, love for yourself, love for your family. I want to also remind them that education is important. Education is super important. That's one thing no one can take away from you. You will always have it because it's yours. You earned it. And for most, another legacy I like to leave is be true to yourself, be good to yourself. Definitely. So that's what I would tell my daughter and my grandson.
I love it. I love it. So, I'm gonna ask you 3 fun fact questions about you.
Okay.
All right. So, The first one is, what is a food that you have to have? You don't have to have it, but you like, oh, I want it. If this is my cheat day, this is what I'm getting.
I'm going for fried chicken. That's what I'm going for.
Is this home cooked fried chicken, a restaurant fried chicken? Who's fried chicken?
I prefer home cooked. My sister makes the best fried chicken. I don't know how she seasons it and she fries it. It's super crispy. So absolutely my sister's fried chicken.
Okay. So where would you love to travel that you haven't been yet?
That's a good question. I would love, Alaska. I want to do my Alaskan cruise. So absolutely, yes.
Okay. And the last question, if you could, what would you say to your younger self?
Girl, be good to yourself.
Hmm.
It's okay to cry, but be good to yourself. Love yourself. Love yourself. Yes.
Okay. So at this point now in your life, how do you see yourself?
I see myself as a positive person. I see myself as being really solid in terms of who I am. I wasn't this way 3 years ago, 2 years ago. But as time go on, I feel like I'm being more true to myself. So definitely that. Honest, hardworking, smart, funny, a great singer, tell jokes, all that fun stuff.
I thank you so much for joining us because, the show is about women in their journeys in life. And as I said, I've known you for 3 years and I saw the beginning you and where you are now. And when I say the growth is so real. So I commend you. I'm glad that you got out of your way to be where you are now. And I know so many great things are in store for you. And you having those conversations with yourself saying, you know what, nope, I'm doing it. I'm not listening to the sabotagers talking in the background. I'm doing it. So I applaud you.
Thank
and I wanted you here for other Black women who, and not even Black women, women in general, who are wanting to move to different careers, or who wants to get healthier, or who wants to start providing self-care for themselves, but they don't know how.
Yes.
And how that looks for them, now, and seeing somebody who's, and most of my friends are about to be empty nesters, and hearing the conversations of, well, what am I going to do with myself?
Yeah. Yes.
So, you being that example of that woman, I have an adult daughter. I'm, making decisions for me now. I'm loving me. And, looking at her face and seeing, you know what? I feel good about me.
I do. I feel really good about me. Absolutely. And can I thank you? Because remember, I was trying to run away from you. I appreciate all of the information you've downloaded on me that I get to share with so many other women. I appreciate you being patient with me because I know I'm not an easy person either. All the sit-ups and and all that fun stuff. But no, honestly, I appreciate you as my coach, as my friend, and thank you so much as well.
The thing of it is with training with me, I'm not just a trainer, because some of them sessions turned into what? Health coaching sessions.
Yes,
So
it did.
yeah,
It did.
yeah. So I think it's very important, like I've always told you, it's not for me for you to come in and you're having a bad day and like, okay, do them sit-ups. No, I need you to operate the rest of the day and go
Yes.
to bed in a positive mind and not still be thinking about what your supervisor did or what a family member did.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Yeah.
about you.
It was definitely about me. And you taught me that it was definitely about me, putting me first. And I definitely appreciate that.
So do you have anything coming up, any trainings, or anything you want people to be aware of that they can catch you at?
Well, not as of yet. We're still in the planning process. I'm working with a group of 3 ladies, and we right now are in talks about some trainings that we're going to do for the early childhood community in DC. So as soon as I get those dates down packed, well, I'll reach out to you.
All right. So as you hear, she got things in the works, things are
Yeah,
going on. So no, you too can be doing things and have things in the works.
absolutely.
Yeah. So thank you so much for being here. You can find me at LeJuneSingleton.com, Instagram, I am Lejeune Singleton, Facebook, and TikTok. Lejeune Singleton, I just joined TikTok. I don't even know how it works, but
Yeah.
yes, I'm
Thank you
keeping
for
it
having
100.
me.
I don't know, but I post videos, so don't know other than that. So yeah, but thank you guys. Tune in. This lady is about to blow up. So I'm predicting September. We're gonna be seeing a lot of this lady. So
All
yeah,
right.
and you know my predictions work, because what did I tell
They
you in
do.
2021?
You said it.
What happened in 2022?
Yes, you said
Just
it.
saying.
Yes.
Just saying. So until next time, you can find me again, LeJuneSingleton.com. This is Mind, Health, and Wellness with Lejeune. Thank you so much again, Chyrlette, aka Grasshopper. I'm the only one that can call her that, so don't even try it. All
Thank
right,
you.
see you soon.
All righty.